What's up?
What's up, man? I love that clip of that buck I got.
I do too, actually.
How's it going today, everybody? What's going on, John?
Not much. Same old stuff. Different day. It's been a long week since last Tuesday, so I'm ready to relax, hang out, and just talk to folks.
Definitely. What's up, Scully Nation? We go fishing. Good to see you.
Good to see you. We go fishing. Yep, Scully. Oh man. So, we're down one. Stanley is up at Vid Summit. Is that what it is? Vid Summit up in Dallas area. That's one of those big YouTube things, and he's he's tube buddy and all that. So he's up there. He's thinking of us. We talked to him just a little bit ago, but he's real busy, which is good. So it's just me and Grant. We'll see if we can hold down the fort for a day while Stanley's out. It's not going to be easy, right?
It's right. It's been a while since Stanley's been out. Me and Stanley's done a few when you've been
Yep, absolutely. So it has. It's been a minute. Been a while.
Yep. Season 4, episode 37 already. This year's almost over.
Yeah.
Believe it, we're in the end of October and it's still summertime here. I know it's still summertime in Texas because my truck's at 100 degrees when I got in it this afternoon. I mean, it's still summertime here.
It's looking like it's about to change here. We've got, of course, the weekend I'm going to the coast. We got a cold front coming. Looks like possibly a lot of rain. And so far saying like here on Sunday, it's good. The high is going to be in the 60s. So
what?
Yeah.
What do we got? I know we've got some lows in the 40s coming up. We've got some rain, I think, tomorrow night. And then, I'm trying to decide if I should pull tomatoes tomorrow or not.
Yeah, I can't complain about the rain. We've super drought here forever. So we're all down with getting some rain down here in Texas. That's for sure. Yeah. We've had a lot of rain really moving through Texas, but it's like it never comes over San Antonio. It goes just north of us, just south of us, just west, just east, and just parts when it comes near San Antonio. So, we need the rain. I don't want it to be a gully washer down at the coast because not only are me and my buddy going fishing down there this weekend, but it's Sharkathon.
Right.
And so that's a big event down there. And the first year we went down there to see some friends who were fishing it, and Audrey came with me, and we drove down Pins. I think they were about 25, 30 miles down Pins. And it was just disastrous because the tide was way up. The rain's pouring down, washing out the sand. So you got these big gullies that you're driving through. You're driving in saltwater because you got no choice. It took forever to get off the beach because there's so many people. And that trip, Audrey's like, I never want to come here again. Now, she's willing to go there. She does enjoy that fishing off the beach like that. But man, so I just don't want a repeat of that this coming weekend. We'll see.
Right. Yeah, I'd say that'd be a big mess.
Yeah, definitely.
Living him in. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you. Glad you dropped in. Very little here so far, but we need it too. Yeah, you guys out there. And I didn't know this. We Go Fishing was out of Corpus, right? Most of the early videos and all of that, they're fishing kind of the same spots we were fishing, same areas. And then all of a sudden they're fishing out east of Houston and Galveston out over there. And I'm like, what are you? So I replied on one of your videos, hey, what are you guys doing over there? And he'd gotten a new job over there. So they're over right near, the border of Texas and Louisiana. So they got that area covered, which is good because I don't fish over there. Yeah, Sabin Lake. So it's nice to see some fishing reports from that area and fishing videos from that area because I don't get to fish there. So we got a large portion of the Texas coast covered now, from there to Corpus and below Corpus, down Pins and all that.
Yeah, they've been hammering them. I saw the pictures from the weekend. Looked like they caught some more monster redfish.
Yeah, they've been killing the redfish in there. Scoy says the tide's on the high side. It's been 2-foot range lately. So I know, Scully, you fish down there a lot. And I don't know if you're going to be down there this weekend during Sharkathon. But yeah, the forecast I'm seeing right now is a lot of rain. So I need to be able to fly drone. I need to be able to do video and fish. So I'm hoping I'm okay with some rain, but just don't rain like all day long. So we'll see. Got to hit the jetties for a little bit too while we're down there, Packery Jetty, at least North Jetty, and just fill around, see what's going on. We're not going down there for Sharkathon. I had planned this trip with Joel before we knew Sharkathon was on that weekend. So
Right.
just to make the beach more busy and crowded is what it does.
I did see where Stanley had made it to the jetty over the weekend spearfishing and picked up a handful of tackle.
Yeah, he does that. There's plenty to pick up along those jetties.
I bet.
Yeah, we go fishing. That's true. We first started fishing because I say I'm new to Texas. I've been here for 20 years now, 23 years, but each lake was new to us at some time. And so you do your research, you look online. It makes it a lot easier to research now because you have online, but you look online and you just get out there, right? And try to learn the lake. So it is kind of fun to learn something new. Just like offshore for us. I've been offshore on all these different types of boats, but not my own boat, right? So boat's in the shop now getting fixed up. When it's done, that's my next adventure is going offshore and learning, when, where, and why fishing offshore. You know what I mean? Rigs, all of that. I mean, I've researched a lot of it, but there's so much information out there. It can be information overload. So you got to kind of tackle down, right? Go down to, hey, these 3 are the basics we're going to start with, whether it's trolling, drifting, or whatever, right? And we use these type of rigs, and we'll do that. When we get that under our belts and we know what we're doing, then we'll move out into, whatever the next type of fishing is. But there's a whole new world out there, you know what they say?
Definitely.
So I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be the challenge, but it's going to be fun.
Yep. Scully's hoping to get away to see you guys.
I hope you can. And I look for Saturday. The plan originally, me and Joel, is down pins. I want to get down pins away from everybody. But if it's torrential rain, and thunderstorms, then we're probably going to stay up north side near the Bob Hall, where Bob Hall Pier was, that beach, that area. So we'll just see. I don't know. We're going to play it by ear. I'll post it on Facebook, though.
What's up, playing hooky sport fishing? Good to see you.
Yeah, what's up, man? I haven't seen you on here in a little bit. I know you've been up there killing all the lake trout and salmon and everything else up there. Been showing
they had their opening season for duck this weekend, and he got a banded duck that was killed not too far from where he's at.
Really? Posting that picture.
Yeah.
And some steaks. That's what it's all about right there. Right there.
Yeah, it wasn't open a weekend for duck season, but it was first come, first serve for our duck permits, for remainder permits.
So what's that mean? First come, first serve for duck permits?
So the spot we hunt at, residents can apply for a permit September 1st through the 15th. That's first lottery. We got one permit, which was actually, it was my worst pick. I think it was like 21st pick that day. And then you can get another permit from September 15th to October or September 30th. And then October 1st, 8 a.m.'s first come, first served. You get online, put in your customer number, you see what dates are available. You pick your date. They give you a date. Pretty easy, except for an hour and a half, we were getting server errors because, it was Sunday. Everybody's off. Everybody's for the whole state. It's not just the place we hunt. It's every place in the state. There's at least 10 or 12, I guess, that everybody's trying to log in and get their dates. And me and my main buddy that I hunt with, he was freaking out. He's got to leave to go to church, got to get the kids ready for church. We finally made it through. He actually got opening day, which is sweet. He got first pick. So
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he invited me to go with him, so it's pretty awesome. If
Oh, I'm
there's
looking
ducks,
forward. When is that? What day is that?
I think it's December 3rd. Is that
All right.
Saturday?
Hey, Ben.
December 2nd. Last
Okay,
year was
so
the 3rd.
okay. So it'll be sometime in December before we get to see a video from that.
Yeah, 2 months. 2 months and duck season is in.
Cool. Very cool. What about, so I know both seasons opened up for you for deer, right?
Yeah, bow season opened Sunday, but
Still
it's
too hot?
man, it's hot. Which I just looked. It's showing Saturday morning 64 for the high and 40
Okay.
for the low. So
There you go.
it's going to be a lot better.
Yeah. Saturday's a day right there. Yeah, that's about what I'm seeing. Our Sunday gets cold. So this stuff all blows in with the rain, I think Friday morning, kind of like right when we're leaving for the coast. And then by Sunday is when the cool air really gets to San Antonio. I haven't checked at the coast. It might take, late Sunday before it gets there, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ben, good to see you.
Ben's in the house. So what are y'all in the chat? What do you guys got coming up? I know what's your weather like? I'm waiting for somebody. Well, we've got somebody from Minnesota, don't we?
Playing hookies from Wisconsin.
Right. And living in outdoors. I think that's Minnesota outdoors,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they're Minnesota.
So when are we gonna start hearing about ice? Is it way too early to worry about ice up there now?
I would think so.
Mm-hmm. Actually, and me and Audrey are heading to Michigan on just a long weekend fly up, go over some things with the house with her uncle that's redoing the house. Got a lot of work done so far. It's awesome. I'll do something with video and pictures down the road, but now we need to go up and start making some of the decisions on stuff. So he asked if we could get up there. So we're going to go up there. It's Veterans Day weekend, so it's like the second weekend of November. And it's just a fly in, do some stuff, I think 2 days, and then turn around, fly home.
Gotcha.
Texas A&M, Alabama games there. Oh, that'll be a good one. Alabama's not quite what they've been. So, yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Weather's welcome, but it's likely mess with the. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, Ben. We're going to be down there, and with that many people on the beach, and then bad weather too, it just gets less enjoyable. Let's put it that way.
Right.
For sure.
Well, hopefully it'll be hot and sunny for you.
I don't need hot. I just want some dry, clear air. It can be cool. It can be cold. I don't care. I just don't want the downpour. And we need the rain, so I can't complain too much. It can rain like 4 or 5 hours. Just give me 3 or 4 hours of no rain time where I can video. I can fish in the rain. It's just hard to video or do anything else.
Very true. Very true.
So I want to get that new drone up there,
Yeah, it looks pretty sharp.
It is. I like it. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And on the video I talked about the discount code and using their website. Shop around. Look at them on Amazon. Do your math and pick the best deal for you. They had asked me to not post their Amazon link. They wanted me to post their website link. So there is a price difference, but with the 35% discount, I think it still kind of works out about the same. I don't know.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think the biggest thing with Amazon, they try to get the best price, and then if you get free shipping on top of it, it's hard to pass up.
It is. Exactly. That's exactly right. Yeah. And I so vendors like them, where the ones they're selling on Amazon, they have to sell them cheaper than what they sell from their website. So just the way it is. Just the way it is. What else y'all doing coming up? Playing hooky? What you got going up north up there? You gonna do any hunting besides the duck? You got anything else coming up? I know I'm not doing no hunting down here. Bow season for deer and turkey is open in Texas, and then there's certain areas they have their own certain little deals. But overall, bow season for turkey and deer opened last weekend.
I did see. I don't know if it was on Google or something popped up where I guess Wisconsin, this is their first year they can use a crossbow, and they were estimating that like 40% of the bow hunters this year are going to be crossbow hunters.
Crossbow, yep. Yeah, there's always those debates. Right. I think I'd rather have somebody go out and kill a deer ethically with a crossbow than be a bad shot with a regular bow and wound a deer. You know what I mean? There's that argument. So crossbow's obviously easier. So
yeah, it's like shooting a gun.
Yeah, it used to be most places I've been, it was like, people with disabilities were allowed to use crossbows and this and that. But yeah, here in Texas, it's been that way for a while. You can use a crossbow. I've got one. We've talked about it in multiple shows. I still have yet to even fire the damn thing. It's almost probably 2 or 3 years old now, still sitting in the closet. I just got to get off my lazy butt and mess with it.
Oh, that's interesting. See what Ben was saying, that they suggested some other videos.
Yeah, there's a lot out there. That company really shotgun blasted. Besides me, a whole lot of different folks, they said the same thing. Hey, do the video for our drone. The one thing with them that has been different than anybody else I've done reviews for, because I kind of stopped doing for a bit, is they were like, hey, send it to us first. And then they were, hey, can you change this and fix that? And so I had to do multiple takes. I had to re-edit and re-upload a couple times. So they were very particular. But, in the end, I got a free drone out of the deal, and it's not a bad drone. I like it. So I got real mad when we were up in Michigan the last time because we had the car show. I was going to use my DJI mini drone that I have and get some video, and the app was messing up. It's trying to get you to pay for stuff and just doing all kinds of weird stuff. I ended up not being able to use it. Right. So this thing fell in my lap. I'm like, at least I know it works. I don't have to worry about all that extra crap. So I haven't used the other drone at all since then.
Yeah, I guess that's something that, you have to. I didn't think about it at the time, with the app being out of China.
Yeah, there was some big ordeal with the DJI where the U.S. was kind of trying to cut them out. There was a while there where you couldn't get the app in the app stores for your phone and all that, and you had to do all this rigmarole. And I went through all of that. It's a little better now. The apps are there and stuff, but you go into the app and it'll come up with this premium, and it's going to cost you, and you got to figure out how to get out of that, get to the basic app. And then it just kept like not working that one day. I flew it for a little bit, brought it down. Car show starts. I'm going to put it back up. And then all of a sudden, all hell broke loose in that app. And I was like, you know what? That's it. I put that thing away. I haven't touched it since.
Right. I did see where they've came out with the 4 now, the Mini 4.
Yeah. And they got the Mini Pro. They got all kinds of different levels. And they're good drones. It seems like for some reason, the U.S. government agencies have been targeting them, DJI. So I don't know. And there's more stuff coming. You have to register your drone, and there's like a tracker on the drones so that they can see where the drones are and all that. And it's for safety and all that. And some drones don't have that. So if you got that drone, like my DJI, I'm going to have to go to the internet and order this one that you mount on the drone and all this extra stuff. So they're just making it more challenging to fly drones. It's not as much where you can just get out there and fly them like you used to.
Right. It's a wild game pursuit.
Yeah, what's up, man? It's good to see you in here. You need to tell us what you're up to as far as hunting. I know if you ain't hunted yet, you're about to. So just let us know.
Yeah, I got to be getting in the woods here in the next week or so. With these cooler temperatures, I'd say it'll make everybody want to jump out in a tree stand.
I think so. Yeah, Ben, that was one of the first reasons I started looking at drones was because of taking baits out at surf. And then I saw pins. You can't use a drone on pins at all. So I'm like, well, then I fished that area by where we fished, Grant. You remember where you cut your little shark and all that? That area you're allowed to use drones. So, but you just need. If I was going to look at it again, I would get something. I don't care about the camera. I don't care about any of that other than it's large drone that can carry a payload, right, to take the bait. Has enough battery life and big enough that it can fly in some winds because it's always 90% of the time windy at the coast. But who cares about the camera or any of that stuff? Just something that can carry the bait. I would still do that. You could probably there's all kinds of Facebook pages and all that concerning drones where people sell them and all that. You could probably find a 4 or 5 year old drone that is 1080p maybe. Who cares as long as it can carry that bait out there? That's what I would do if I was going to do that still.
Definitely. Yeah, it would just be to carry the bait out.
Yep.
I mean, if you could get one that would do both with good picture for a decent price, then go for it. But shoot, yeah, you have to just use it strictly to take your bait out, not even care about a camera.
Exactly. That's its purpose. We go fishing. Have you looked into the remote boats that subs? I've seen. So the boat started in little ponds and stuff, right? Pulling a little bait behind it and fishing. But now I've seen the boats that can deploy. It's still, for me, I don't know. Typically when I see those, the surf, wherever they're using them at, the surf isn't like ours. It's not as bad. Now, submarine, I have not seen that. I guess those would be fine no matter what the surf conditions were. But the boats, man, I see them getting tossed around in our surf sometimes. And again, you got to go back to what's legal where you're fishing. Pins, it's not going to be legal, but up there around Bob Hall Pier, I forgot, Bali Beach or whatever that area is, I think since drones are okay, I guess they'd probably be okay there too. But definitely check into your rules and regulations around where you're at. So is there any surf fishing over in that area you guys are at? Oh, for we go fishing? I don't, since you're over there, I don't know. I'm sure there is. I'm assuming you'll have to let us know. What did he say? Oh, the guy goes, dude, we're sending baits out with my drone to dude. My battery died on the return. I lost my drone in the third gut. Yeah, that's why I would look at an older, less expensive drone because there's that possibility right there of losing that bad boy. And if it was something new and fancy, that would really suck. All right, I've heard Bolar Peninsula before. Huh. Okay, so I'm expecting we're going to see some we go fishing videos from those areas too. I think it's an underserved area as far as YouTube videos. I don't see a lot of people fishing those spots. I'm sure there are people, small channels doing it, but yeah. There's room for more, I'm sure.
Right. Yeah, I think it'd be pretty neat. I don't know. I think the boat, I guess, like you said, if the waves are too big, but then again, with the drone, if the waves are too big, the wind's probably going to be too strong as well.
That's a possibility too. Yeah. So this one says it handles level 6 winds, which is like 30-mile-an-hour winds. That's pretty dang good. My little minis, of course, can't do that. So, but I haven't had it out in high winds yet. So maybe I will this weekend. We'll find out.
Right.
Maybe I'll be the one posting, I lost my drone in the third gut.
It'd be well, I mean, since you didn't actually spend your money on it,
that's true.
More likely to do more things that might
be risky.
Lose it.
That's true. That's true. But I'm not going to fly it in the rain because I know that's just suicide mission. So you got to have a little bit of good weather, or it becomes less of a destination for me when they allow the rollover pass to close up. Yeah, I remember there was some controversy about rollover pass, and you probably know a lot more than I do about it. All I remember is it was a pretty dangerous place to fish, and I don't know if people just not paying attention to what they're doing or what, but there were some drownings. And is that why it closed down? I thought that's why it closed down. You got more details? Let us know what's going on.
Say by the name Rollover Pass, it must have
It don't sound good just by the name, right?
Must be dangerous.
Yeah. I remember there were a lot of warnings, and then there were some drownings, and then next thing I know, it closed. So I'm assuming that's why, and maybe it's got fishermen pissed off because they fish it forever with no problem. It's just, the folks from town coming out there and just going out in the middle of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did San Luis get closed, Ben? I don't remember San Luis being closed. San Luis.
Never heard of it.
Oh, rollover was a land grab. Well, who would do a land grab? I mean, our government definitely wouldn't do something like that.
No, never.
Never.
Never, ever.
San Luis is too big to close. Okay. Yeah, I thought I had heard something about drownings, though, with rollover. Who knows? Apparently not us.
Definitely not us.
All right, folks in chat, where are you going hunting and fishing next? What are your plans? What are y'all gonna do? I know Grant's going bow hunting this Saturday. Possibly. He needs to go. Go ahead.
I'd rather go catch some crappie. I've got a freezers are full of meat between beef and hog.
Go crappie fishing. Bring the camera with you.
Definitely going to do something this weekend. We got everything done this weekend. We filled up a 20-yard dumpster from our past couple of weeks of construction debris piling up.
Oh my gosh!
But
when you say 20-yard dumpster, that just sounds like painful work.
Well, when they dropped it off Friday, Janet's like, "Oh, we're not going to fill that thing up."
We filled it up. You sit back, hold my beer, and watch this. We're going to fill that bad boy up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty much caught up now, waiting on the countertops for the kitchen, and
nice.
It's been a lot of work.
It's gonna be nice though when you're done, ain't it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what matters. You gotta focus on the prize. Focus on what you're gonna get. Spent millions of dollars on Cedar Bayou Pass, and now it's already closed. See, I ain't heard of that either. It's crazy. Well, so Medina Lake. Medina Lake is one of the lakes here near us, just west of San Antonio. It's on a river system. All of our lakes are man-made. All but one in the state of Texas are man-made. And it was really built to contain runoff and river water so that when they need it downstream for farming and such, they release water, right? So that's the purpose. And then everybody starts using it recreational. And look, you should do this for us because it's recreational. And they're like, no, it's... So this thing went down to like, I want to say it was like 6% full, 6% from 100. It's almost empty. And then we had some storm systems that came in that were significant over the discharge zone that would filled it back up. And here comes Texas Parks and Wildlife. And I support almost everything they do. But they're like, now we're going to stock it again. And we're putting all these bass in there and white bass and California bass and all this fish in there. Guess what? They're down there about 8% again now. So all those fish are, they're non-existent anymore, right? They're going to die off. A lake like that, I say, stop using our taxpayers' money, our fishing license money to stock that, right? Focus on areas that are more sustainable. Even Canyon Lake, it's as low as it's ever been, but it's still a lot more water in it than there is in Medina Lake. So that's one thing that bugs me. These droughts, of course, tear up our lakes, but certain ones, it might recover real quick with some significant storms, but it's going to go back down. That's just the way things are right now. So yeah, that's one of the things that upsets me when they do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it takes a lot of water to fill up a lake.
Yeah, but it's amazing how quick it'll happen though, with storms in the right area. The runoff from it's just crazy. We're like, that lake's never. When we were in Michigan, Augrey, right, Saginaw Bay, which is part of Lake Huron, which is one of the Great Lakes. That thing went down like 4 or 5 feet. Lake Huron, right, one of the Great Lakes. People that had waterfront property, hundreds of yards before you get to water now, right? They're boatless and all that. No, and they're like, this is never going to be fixed, right? It's how do you feel? Guess what? That motherfucker's, pardon my language, that sucker is right back up over amount of time, storms, snow melt off. It's filled right back up. It went for years like that low, and everybody's like, this is the new norm, but nope, it's filled right back up. It's crazy how quickly it can happen if you get rain or melt off or whatever the main source of water is for that body, in the right place at the right time.
Right. Yeah, it just seems like it's sorry, we had the same time.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it seems like here last couple of years it's either feast or famine, drought or downpours.
Yeah.
So
yeah, overdevelopment and not paying attention to the limits of watersheds is becoming a major issue. Yep. So Choke Canyon, one of my favorite lakes around here. I haven't been there in quite a while. It's south of San Antonio, hour. It depends on where you're going to the lake, an hour-ish, hour and a half maybe. Beautiful, right? A lot of it's not like near or in a big city, so there's a lot of wildlife around it. But they built this lake on the Frio River, and one of the poorest watersheds in the state. So this lake habitually now is 20 to 30 foot low. It was one of, if not the best bass lakes in Texas. When the bass tournaments, the big televised tournaments, they always hit Canyon Lake and Falcon, and Falcon's in the same shape. But it's such a poor discharge zone to fill that lake, and then that lake is supposed to fill Corpus Christi Lake down by Mathis, which is provide their drinking water and all that for down in Corpus Christi and all that. So they're going to let the water out of Choke to fill that lake to provide that water source. And so, yeah, it's habitually, 20 or more foot below where it's supposed to be. So that's crazy. That was just poor planning on who's ever done it part.
Right. There are several lakes around here that they do use for drinking water. But
some are that, and a lot of them are agricultural, farmers' crops and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. And it seems like on the east side of the lake, or east side of the state, those lakes don't seem to be affected as much as Central, South Central, and especially West Texas. A lot of those lakes are same problem. When there's a drought, there goes the water, right?
Mm-hmm. Evaporating.
Exactly. Also, administrative note for you all. Stanley's in the middle of that vid sum or whatever it's called. He did pop in, try to hook us up with the slideshow from the what's the name of the site, Grant?
StreamYard?
No.
Oh, from the Discord?
Yeah, from the Discord server. And unfortunately, if he wasn't signed in here, because he popped in before the show started and got it for us and put it up there, and then he left and it left. So, and he tried it twice and it happened both times, and he's in the middle of meetings. So we're not going to have the weekly photos of the week this show. So expect next week's show we're going to double up on it, right? We'll have double the photos. We will have, so if you put your photos in the Discord server, don't think we're just not going to see them. We will give more time to allow us to show you all those photos. And I think we'll make a decision. He's not here, so we're in charge, Grant. So sure. I say we are going to say that we'll pick two, right? We'll pick for this week and next week.
Next week.
So
I like it.
Hold us to that. If he comes back Tell him that's the rule. We made the rule, and that he wasn't here. He don't get a vote.
Well, he had it already set up for this week. I mean, it was down to the last 3, and it's just gone. The technicalities.
We'll figure it out. We already know what the fix probably is, and we'll figure that out in the future. It doesn't happen very often that Stanley's not here. More often it's me because I'm old and falling apart. All right, folks in the chat, what do you got coming up? I haven't heard anybody say anything about what they're doing as far as hunting, fishing. I know, who was it? Who was somebody's? And especially Wild Game Pursuit. We've already hit you, bro. What are you doing? You're always hunting. So let us in. Tell us a little something. Feed us a nugget. What you up to? Then Scully Nation, I know you got wife's birthday, I think, coming up this weekend, but you're going to sneak out during her birthday and come see if you can find us on the beach. You know, I'll have the flag up. The A&J Outdoors flag will be flying high if I'm there. If you don't see the flag, I'm not there. You see the flag, stop by, say hey, have a beer or whatever, and chit-chat.
Yeah, or just tell her you want to take her fishing for her birthday.
Yeah. That sounds, or honey, I need to go get you a birthday present, right? And go catch some nice flounder or pompano, couple pompano, right? And surprise! I think that would be awesome. Or a friend's birthday.
Gotcha.
If it's not your wife, it's just a friend's birthday. You know, what the heck? Oh man, Ben, what are you doing? We haven't heard nothing from you, bro. What you up to? I know you're working and traveling, but you're getting outdoors. I haven't seen our Japan.
Wild Japan being.
Yeah, I haven't seen Wild Japan. Ask him what he was up to because you know he's always doing something crazy. Who else? Who else we gotta harass? We go fishing. I mean, it's in the title, right? They go fishing.
Definitely.
But what are you doing this coming weekend? That's why I can say sneak away. Yeah, exactly. Good, bro. I'll be able to make meat haul on pins this weekend. All right. And Johnson for pompano. That's what I'm talking about. So if you're going to be on pins this week, weather permitting, I'm going to be down there whether the weather's good or not because, you know, when you have to travel, you make reservations and all. It's a go.
Right.
I'm not, but if it's horrible, I'm not going to go all the way down pins because that's just miserable. But hopefully it's not because that's where I want to be. I want to be Saturday. I want to be on pins. So if you're there, say hi. Teach me how to catch all the pompano you usually catch. I haven't caught one yet. Audrey caught one. I was jealous. I haven't even caught one.
Maybe this weekend is the weekend.
I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. My luck, Joel will catch one.
Well, that's a definite.
Yeah, but I think it's his fault that the weather's bad. Me and Audrey go down there. Weather isn't horrible. I go down there with Joel. The weather's horrible. So we're going to say he's jinxed weather-wise.
How's that tattoo healing up?
She's looking good, man.
It's looking
almost
good.
all healed up. We got a little more healing to do on the edges because, man, he cranked on it when he did all that color and the different shades, right, through the red and stuff. Man, that was a lot of work. That was a long sit, but I'm liking it. I'm digging it. He's my guy now on. I won't be going anywhere else. He killed it as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's sharp.
Got a couple other things I want or I talked to him about. It's just a matter of time and money. I got more time than I do money.
That's usually the way it goes for most of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm still waiting for Ben, We Go Fishing, to tell us what they're up to, what they're gonna be doing soon. So you got me down at the coast here in Texas during Sharkathon. I am not fishing Sharkathon, but it is during Sharkathon. Grant's gonna either be out slaying crappie or deer hunting, probably crappie.
Something.
And Go ahead.
I was gonna say we did go around the lake Saturday evening. We took the dogs with us, so there wasn't much fishing, but we did go out there.
Yeah, your lakes are looking good up there as far as water levels and all that.
Yeah, actually, it's probably about the highest I've seen it this time of year,
Wow.
and it's not closing down till November 13th, so that's pretty late. Most of the time, it's Halloween Day or
Oh,
the Monday after Halloween. So,
you got about a month still, a little
yep,
over a month.
yep. So,
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Dan. He said, or Ben, they said they were going to go to College Station and watch the A&M Alabama game. Now, I'm not from Texas. Been here 23 years, and then when we lived in El Paso, I add 4 to that, so that's 27 years of my life. But more towards a UT fan than A&M. But the way I see it, typically, if it's a Texas team playing somebody out of the state, I'm going to root for the Texas team, unless they're playing Michigan. I'll take Michigan over all of them because I'm married to somebody born and raised in Michigan, so I ain't going to get in that fight. So I'll take Michigan over all of them. But yeah, I'll root for A&M over Alabama for sure. Hey, my Denver Broncos got their first win this year. They have looked like pure D trash. And so how do we get our win? Well, we played the other trash team, Chicago Bears, and they actually were up 28-7 on us in the third quarter. And we came back and won that game. And it was like, so previous years, for you that are not familiar with Denver, our defense has always been good, always been a top 5, top 10 defense. But our offense has been atrocious since Peyton Manning left, right? Multiple coaches, multiple quarterbacks, multiple this, that. We go and get knucklehead out of Seattle last year, Russell Wilson, to fix everything, and it was a disaster. Defense was still good, but offense was horrendous. So we get Sean Payton as our head coach, and everybody's like, yeah, he's going to fix them. And actually, if you look stats-wise, Russell Wilson is a top 5 quarterback this year so far. But all of a sudden, our defense went into the crapper, right? We gave up 70 points to Miami. I mean, come on. That's a defense thing. Yeah, that was a record. Well, for us, for our team to give up points, that was a record. What happened was, so when we got rid of the last coach, Hackett, who's in New Jersey with the Jets, right, who we're going to play this weekend, we fired him. Well, the defensive coordinator that was working for him was so loyal to him that he left too. He was doing a really good job. Again, defense has always been good. So Vance Joseph, we had him as a head coach after Peyton left. He was one of the ones that was horrible and we fired. Well, we hire him back now as our defensive coordinator. And up until this weekend, our defense has been horrible. So all of us, including me very vocally on all social media forums, have been like, you have to fire Vance Joseph. He's horrible. He's destroying the one good thing we had on this team, which is the defense for decades. And this game, we were down 28-7 in third quarter. Defense was horrible, but something clicked in that third quarter, and all of a sudden we had a couple of turnovers. The defense scored a touchdown, and we ended up beating them 31-28. They never scored another point. So defense woke up finally. So that was nice. So we'll see. This next weekend we play the Jets, who, it was a really hyped game because Nathaniel Hackett, who we fired, is their offensive coordinator now. And they got, what's his name, out of Green Bay, the great quarterback. But then he got injured in the first game. So it's not quite as hyped as it was before. That sounds like a change from my younger days, John, where the Broncos would score 30 points, but the defense gave up. Yeah. That's where it's been. The defense hasn't been that bad until just recently, like this year, for several, at least since, Super Bowl 50 was like, 2013 when Broncos won the Super Bowl, probably arguably the best defense ever. We talked about the 85 Bears defense, and they're in that conversation. And they've been good since then. It's just been the offense after Peyton Manning left has been horrendous. I mean, we were averaging 16 or 17 points a game. So yeah, the other team's got to score 18 or 19 points, and they got to for sure win against us. So, and if the defense is on the field all day because the offense is 3 and out every time, well, then the defense just get beat up. Scully says, I grew up 23 years Denver, Colorado. You mean you lived in Denver, Colorado for 23? So my connection to Denver is my mom and dad were both, they got married in Denver. My mom was born and raised in Denver. And then when I was old enough to know anything, we were living in New Mexico. New Mexico doesn't have a pro team. My family's a Denver fan, so I just became a Denver fan. Everybody in New Mexico is either a Denver fan or a Cowboy fan. And I'm sorry, my fellow Texans, I hate the Cowboys. So
I think that's everybody with the Cowboys. You either love them or you hate them.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not even some of the players I can like, but it's the fan base. And every year, before the season even, this is our year. This is our year. And then they lose to Arizona like they did this year. And also, come back to reality. What else are we going to talk about, man? We got about, not quite 15 more minutes. We've talked about football. I don't know what anybody else, football fans. I know there's some people that like screw NFL. I love college football, all that. This is a XFL team here in San Antonio. Got the hat. We had season tickets and never went to a game. It was, I don't know. It just wasn't as exciting as when we had that AAF, the American Football Federation, and we had a team here. We had Moose Johnson as our, I think he was a president of the team, and it was just, we would tailgate, but it lasted like 4 or 5 games, and then they went bankrupt. So people like me who are season ticket holders, there went our money. So I guess I've been bitter since then for local pro teams.
I would be too.
Yeah. Everybody from Baltimore. Oh, a Ravens fan? Okay. So if you say originally, when you were born, it wasn't even the Baltimore Ravens, was it? Because that's the team that went from Cleveland, right? The Cleveland Browns packed up and moved to Baltimore, became the Ravens. And then years later, they made a new Cleveland Browns team. But before it was Baltimore Ravens, was there a Baltimore Colts or something like that there? I remember there was something back in the olden days. You got to be my age to even slightly remember. So, Grant, I don't expect you to remember any of that.
No, I remember the St. Louis Rams.
Greatest show on turf, right? When they were winning Super Bowl, they were fast moving. And then they became the LA Rams.
Yep.
Just like the Raiders. They're Oakland Raiders, LA Raiders, Oakland Raiders. Now they're Las Vegas Raiders. And as a Bronco, that's the team we hate. Though I got some hate for them Chiefs now, too, because they're dominating our division. Yeah, it was the Colts. We are still bitter that they took the colors in the history. Yeah, well, I think what people like – and that's true. I was going to say that's how the people in Cleveland feel, but not really, because they moved from Cleveland to Baltimore and became the Ravens instead of still in the name of the team, the Browns and all that. But people in Houston, right? It was the what was it?
Oilers.
Huh?
Oilers.
Yeah, the Houston Oilers. And then they went to Tennessee, right?
Yep.
Became the Titans.
Yep, that's
and
right.
And then Houston got years later. They got the Houston Texans. Where we are now. Lived 10 years in Kansas City too. Lived in Kansas City and Denver. Woo, yuck. Yeah, they're rivals now.
Definitely.
Tennessee Titans, yep.
Yeah, that's the only football stadium I've ever seen a game at. I think I've been to 5 or 6.
Wow,
I've seen them
more than me.
Seen them play the Bears. Seen them play the Patriots when they, had Brady. Seen the Vikings.
Nice. Well, I've been to a couple. I went to Houston for a preseason game when the Broncos were playing them. Peyton Manning years. Of course, Peyton didn't play in the preseason, but he was there. And then in Denver, we went to, it was the Tebow era when we had Tim Tebow in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Audrey went up there and they were playing Detroit. And Detroit blew us out, which was very disappointing. Audrey enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it. But it was a lot of fun. I'd rather nowadays, if you look at the news and Twitter and all that, you see these fights, people beating the crap out of each other in the stands and all that. It just doesn't seem like it's a family thing as much anymore because people just get too dang serious. So I just do sit in my recliner and put the game on that I want to watch. Or I kind of like the red zone now. We put the red zone on, and every game that's on, when they get within the 20-yard line, they're there, and you get to watch them score or not score, right? So, but I just soon be home and watch it, then go. Just like big concerts now, it's just the crowds and people kind of suck nowadays, right? People just aren't as nice to each other anymore. So I'd rather not be in the middle of that.
Mm-hmm. Hey, don't forget college basketball as well. I know it. I don't guess the Division I starts probably for a little while. Yeah, Kyler, he actually starts playing. He's going to Indiana. Sunday it's like invitational, just 3 games they're playing.
That's cool. Yeah, so you got baseball, NFL, you got college football going on. It is a good time of the year to find some sports on TV if that's what you want to watch, for sure. Hey, look who's late to the show.
Wild Japan.
Wild Japan. Glad to see you here. We were talking about you earlier, man. We were like, where the heck's that Wild Japan guy? So he likes hockey. I'll be honest. Audrey grew up around hockey, growing up in Michigan. I did not. I've been to a couple of the hockey games here, and I just don't get it. I mean, yes, it's exciting because they fight, but during a game, they're calling something and there's penalties, and I'm like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So I'll go and hang around to watch a fight and drink some beer, but I'm not a hockey fan, I guess.
Right. I've not been to a hockey game.
Yeah. I've been to a couple, and they're not the pro level, I guess, whatever below that is. I forgot to set his alarm. We told everybody earlier, Wild Japan, we had a snafu. We don't have the photos of the week because Stanley sucks. We could say that now since he's not here. No, he doesn't suck. But he tried to get us the photos of the week, but if he wasn't on, it wouldn't come in for us to use, and he had to go to a meeting where he's at. So we're going to double up next week. We'll have the photos of the week from this week that he's already put together, and the photos of the week next week. We'll have 2 winners next week, so you're not going to miss out on anything. So for anybody that put their stuff into the photo of the week.
Yeah.
How are you not getting the notifications? Turn on the little bell by the subscribe button. You all know that. Bunch of YouTubers.
See, I got my notification.
Yeah, I did. Maybe one of the best spectator sports. Really, hockey is one. I mean, the fights, yeah, but for me, I don't understand the game. Like all of a sudden something's happening and they score, but they didn't score because somebody was in the wrong place or whatever. I just too much for me to understand.
It's pretty similar to soccer, I think. I don't know completely about hockey. I definitely don't know everything about soccer, but I think it's pretty similar with the offsides and the icing. And
I understand that. Yeah, did a little soccer coaching for little league when my daughters were little kids. We coached them and that, so I learned some of the rules from soccer. But you definitely can't go up and beat the crap out of somebody in soccer. So that's different than hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And how would you, right? Soccer player, if you like brush against them, they might fall down and act like somebody killed them. So completely different than hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll have to just try and watch it more, and I'll develop a love for it. But yeah, it's just not understanding what's going on sometimes. Horse racing, that's another one of them. First of all, I think that's boring. And I don't like to gamble, so I'm not going to go bet on a horse. So they taught me into a few years back, quite a few years back, to go to local. We got a horse race track right here close to the house. And it was like, hey, it's dollar beer night. You get dollar beer and hot dogs, and that's what we do. Okay, so I go there, I drink $5 or $6 beers and eat 2 or 3 hot dogs. And it's like, oh, the horse running around in a circle. It's just, I don't know what it is for me. I used to watch NASCAR. I don't anymore, and I could enjoy that because you knew the drivers and the aerodynamics of the car and how that all works together. And of course the wrecks. But horse racing, I just could not get into that. That's another one of those.
Yeah. Never been to a horse race or a NASCAR race.
I've been to a NASCAR race at, come on, one of the best short tracks. It used to be a short track where they always wrecked, near Virginia, but they repaved the track or something, and all of a sudden they just didn't wreck as much. But it was one of those ones that are always banging against each other. Short track. What's the name of that track? Any of you NASCAR fans in here should be able to tell us that. Near Virginia and Pennsylvania. The Brickyard. Yeah, that's no, Brickyard's, isn't the Brickyard Talladega? Is that the Brickyard?
I thought they were 2 different ones. I don't know.
Are they?
I think they're 2 different races.
Brickyard. It was like almost like an old dirt track. But it wasn't dirt, of course, for NASCAR. Oh man. I can't remember it now. But that's the only track. We went to that. And Pocono. There's a track, Pocono, right? Pocono area. And it was a weird track because it had like 3 turns in it, kind of weird shaped. And I remember my sister and who she was with and Audrey, we went. And they had a rain delay, but it was so freaking hot. We're in the stands and it rained. We're like, oh, thank God. It felt great, right? And then delay ended and the race went on. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed going to those. I always wanted to be in the infield, get an RV, right? Park it in the infield, get up on the roof with your chairs and stuff. I think that would be awesome.
That would be cool. Get too hot, you just go down in the RV and sit in the AC for a little bit, cool off.
Yeah, absolutely. Go get a cold drink. All right, School Nation, you got to roll. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Wild Japan, what do we got? We have a MotoGP track. Not far from me. Oh, not far from me. Also, one of the only ovals that could be used as a NASCAR track. And that's cool. Very cool. That's one thing. The NFL is like, we just had this past Sunday, we had a game in London. And they got another game this year in London. They're trying to do that. They do a game in Mexico, right, in the preseason. They're trying to expand out. I wonder if NASCAR is ever going to do that, or if there's even interest. A lot of people outside of the United States are big, Formula One, that kind of racing. I wonder if NASCAR could step outside of the United States somewhere and actually, if there is a fan base out there for it. I wonder if there's some German sitting at home in the middle of the night during a NASCAR race, drinking beer and celebrating, whoever.
I guess the biggest challenge would be to get the cars to the track from the States.
There you go. Yep. That would be a big challenge. But I don't know. Is there enough money in that business that wouldn't be too much of a challenge? I mean, okay, Canada, Mexico, right? Those have to be stepping stones. You'd have to start somewhere like that before you went to Europe or Asia, I guess. All right, folks, we are winding down now, right? We've got a little under a minute left. So I know people are starting to step out. Hey, Farmall, how you doing? Welcome to the show a minute before it ends.
Better late than never.
We appreciate you. Yeah, better late than never. Real quick in the thing, if you missed out and didn't tell us what you're doing this coming weekend, let us know. We know Grant says he's going to go deer and crappie fishing on Saturday. So have his gun with him and his fishing pole, right, Grant?
That's it.
Okay, and I'm going to the coast during Sharkathon. I'm not fishing Sharkathon, but if you're down at the Texas coast around Padre Island and you see the A&J Outdoors flag, stop by and say hi. Golf interference. So I had to go play some golf. Honda ran some NASCAR expeditions, such as mostly focused on. Oh, well, that's cool. So there maybe is a little bit blending going on.
Maybe.
All right. Well, Grant, you want to shut it down, or am I shutting her down?
I'll get it. Everybody have a great week.
Yep.